Hey Fanshawe, my name is Connor Morand and I'm your host for today. And over the next few weeks, we will be bringing you a series of videos to help answer some of your key questions about the upcoming fall semester. And to help us kick things off, I'd like to turn things over to Fanshawe's president, Peter Devlin. Peter?
Thanks, Connor. Hello and welcome to our first session of FAQ, Fanshawe Answers Questions. You know, COVID-19 has had a profound impact on all of us. It's caused uncertainty and upheaval in your educational plans, and that's why we've produced these videos to help answer your questions, particularly for this coming fall semester. Whether your program will be delivered entirely online or in a blended delivery format, we aim to deliver you the high-quality Fanshawe experience that you expect. I miss the energy and excitement that students bring to the hallways of our campuses and can't wait to welcome you when our doors reopen soon. It'll be a great fall. It'll be exciting. It will be filled with opportunity, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in a virtual or face-to-face way. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I pass you back to Connor.
Thanks so much, Peter, and thanks so much for being our first guest here on FAQ, Fanshawe Answers Questions. Now, before we move on to our next guest, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I am one of the marketing officers, primarily in the Student Services Department. And I would say that one of my favorite parts about being here at Fanshawe College is seeing the multiple diversity realms within these walls. Whether it be our students or my fellow faculty members, there is always a new challenge and a new exciting thing that awaits me each and every single day that I step foot here at the college. So now I'd like to move on to my next guest from the Registrar's Office, Janice Lam Registrar. Janice, thank you so much for being here and thank you for taking some time to answer questions. Now, to kick things off, we have heard your title, but what is it that you do here at Fanshawe College?
Thanks, Connor. And as the Registrar at Fanshawe College, I have the privilege of working with a very large team within the Office of the Registrar, and we focus on managing applicants and students from the time they apply through to the time they graduate.
Awesome. So now before we get started into the questions from the students, in your most honest opinion, what is the best thing that Fanshawe College offers students?
That's a tough question to say
Yes,
one best thing. I think I can come up with three.
Awesome.
We offer exceptional programming. Our student services are best in province and potentially country, and our student experience is exceptional.
Awesome. Now, so much has changed since the beginning of the year because of COVID-19, as everybody knows. Are you able to share with us how Fanshawe College has, responded and changed to some of these needs?
Sure. From an Office of the Registrar perspective, we spent the first 2 weeks, mid-March forward, moving all of our in-person services to remote service delivery. So that was quite an undertaking to move a call center, in-person processing to online processing, registration, fee payments, and we graduated 7,300 students as of Monday.
Wow, incredible. Speaking of fee payments, what you just mentioned, you've actually just announced that the $200 fee payment deposit deadline was extended to July 22nd. So can you tell us how students pay that fee and how they can maybe get that deposit back if they've paid it already, but if they've changed their minds?
Sure. So as of Wednesday, June 8th, we have invoiced all of our domestic and international students, and the invoices will start to be received by our students beginning today. And on the invoice that we've sent to students, all of the methods of payment are available for students. What I would encourage would be for students to review the information provided and select online payment as the preferred choice via credit card, or we do have online banking. For international students, we offer the ability to pay by Flywire.
Wonderful. Thanks for that. There's still a lot of uncertainty about the COVID-19 pandemic, and students are asking about whether they can wait to go back to school or not. So my question to you, Janice, is can students actually defer their program until say winter 2021 or fall 2021?
We're providing the option for students to defer their program if the choice for them is not to study fully online, or if blended delivery is not suiting their learning needs. We do encourage students to make the choice to come to Fanshawe, and we're doing everything we can to ensure that our programming meets and exceeds what we're currently offering to our students for in-person delivery. If students do make that decision, we are providing the opportunity for students to defer to the next intake, and we would like students to have a conversation with our advising team to discuss their choice, and we'll provide the forms and processes needed to choose a deferral.
Okay, great. I'd like to move on to orientation. And, a big question that we've been getting from a lot of students is, do I need to go to a Fanshawe orientation, or will everything be happening specifically online for fall 2020?
So Fanshawe right now, we're planning for a fully online orientation for our fall students. We will build upon the success of our spring 2020 online orientation. We will spend time focusing on not only orientation to the college, but orientation to online learning and transition programming to support our students over the summer and early September.
Okay, great. Some students are asking about their specific programs and whether or not their program will be canceled or whether it will be suspended. What can those students do in a situation like that?
Any decisions that we've made around canceling programs and canceling intakes have already been made. So any applicants or students that have been impacted by program suspensions or cancellations have been personally notified. We've offered them, our students and applicants, the opportunity to defer to the next intake, or we've offered a refund of their application fee.
Great. What if a student changes their mind and maybe decides not to attend Fanshawe after already paying their $250 deposit?
Well, one of the reasons why we chose to defer our deposit to July 22nd was to ensure that students had the opportunity to make the choice to come to Fanshawe. And in providing that opportunity to students, we, over the next 3 weeks, will spend our time providing more information for students to ensure that they understand the offering opportunities that we're providing per program, the support services available, and what to expect if they're in a blended program and coming on campus. So in pushing our deposit deadline to July 22nd, we're providing the opportunity to make that choice. Once that choice is made, the non-refundable deposit will be non-refundable.
Thanks, Janice.
You're welcome.
Moving on to our next question. The cost of college is obviously a big concern for students. So will they be required to pay fees for maybe some services that they aren't using, such as, a bus pass or the wellness center? Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
Our ancillary fee package for students, we already have varying ancillary fee packages. So what we are doing for the fall is applying two distinct ancillary fee packages. One package will be assessed for our blended or hybrid students who will be on campus at Oxford Street, and those fees will include some in-person services that we're committed to. For fully online students, we've developed an alternate ancillary fee package, and we will be excluding services that we cannot commit to and provide to our fully online students. With the most recent announcement of varsity programming and recreation programming for fall 2020, all students will be excluded from the Wellness Center access universal fee and recreation fees assessed by the college.
Okay, great. Now, speaking of fees and money, I know that our next episode is going to cover financial aid. Can you say anything to students who are maybe curious or if they're worried about, how to pay for college during this time?
Sure. We've developed a website that lists all the financial supports available for our students and future students. And I would encourage students to go visit the website on fanshawec.ca. In addition, next week we'll be spending time focusing on OSAP bursaries, scholarships, and Kevin Nash, our Associate Registrar of Fees Financial Aid, will come and speak to our students.
That's great. And finally, my last question to you, Janice, I promise it's an easy one. If students still have questions, who and where can they reach out to?
I would encourage students to reach out to the Fanshawe College Call Center. Our staff are available Monday to Friday 10 until 6 p.m., 519-452-4430, extension 4277.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Janice, and thank you again for your time here today on Fanshawe Answers Questions. And now I'd like to introduce you to my next guest, Mr. Greg Yantz, who is the director at the Center for Academic Excellence, and he'll be answering some questions on the varying delivery models for programs happening in the fall 2020 semester here at Fanshawe. Greg, thanks so much for joining me today.
Good to see you.
Awesome. So first off, can you just tell us maybe a little bit about you and your role here at Fanshawe, and really, what exactly is the Center for Academic Excellence?
For sure. So I'm the director of the Center for Academic Excellence, and we're a team of faculty and staff who support student success by helping programs achieve their quality goals. And by quality, we mean that the program offers students what they need in order to be successful in their jobs and their careers.
That's great. Greg, what do you love best about Fanshawe and its students?
I love the focus on student success. Again, that success being defined by jobs and careers and our focus on getting students ready for those. I love the quesadillas at the Oasis, double sour cream, no salsa.
Good.
In terms of our students, I love the diversity. I love the fact that people come from a variety of backgrounds, but also the diversity in their interests. You know, we have students here who are interested in everything from hairstyling to welding to carpentry to nursing. It's a great and exciting atmosphere to be a part of.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's a lot of diversity here, and a student has a ton of different options when they come to Fanshawe College for programs.
Yeah.
So to kick things off, Greg, I've heard that around 50% of students are going to be studying online, and the other 50% will be in maybe a more blended format. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, we due to the COVID requirements, there are more online. So a little over half of our students will be studying online this fall, and that is going to be an exciting opportunity to showcase really Fanshawe's expertise in online learning. Fanshawe's been working on this for over a decade, to be perfectly honest, so it's not new, and we're one of the leaders in the country in online delivery, so it's an exciting time in that sense.
Yeah, that's great. Greg, there have been a lot of new terms for students to learn about all of the different types of program delivery. What exactly does blended delivery mean?
So this fall, it is a bit different, and it's all a result of COVID. We have restrictions based on physical distancing and all of those kinds of things. Health and safety of our students, our faculty, our staff are the most important pieces of what's going to happen this fall for sure. And we're working hard with facilities to figure out the sizes in the labs and so forth. So blended delivery for this fall means that students who are coming to campus will be doing so in a very focused, concentrated manner. So they're really here to do those very hands-on, those very tactile and hands doing things that they can't do for any possible way online. So most of their theory, and by theory I kind of mean the lectures and those kinds of things, will be held online. And then they will come here for a limited time to do those labs and those group things that they can't do online.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Are you able to tell us if students will know whether their program will be in an online-only format or if it will be in a blended, kind of delivery format? How did you reach that choice when making these programs?
So we consulted, of course, with faculty who are teaching the classes, the professors and program teams. In May 26th, I believe it was, we send out an email to students informing specifics about whether their program courses were going to be online or blended, as I just defined it, for the fall semester. And so that was our primary way of reaching out for the first time to share that exciting news.
That's great.
Yeah.
Greg, one of the larger questions that's been on a lot of students' minds is how much they will actually have to be on campus for their program. We've gotten students that are maybe wondering if they should find a place in London or if they should be, commuting from their hometowns. So when will students actually know their class schedule so they're able to make that choice for themselves?
Yeah, I'm a planner. Like I have my dinners planned for the rest of the week. Like
Me too.
I get it. People want to be able to plan things. And it's more than just residence, it's your jobs if you're working part-time and so forth. like I said, we're working hard to figure things out in terms of lab sizes and all of those things. The professors are working hard to figure out all the different ways that they can deliver in new and exciting manners. So the schedules will be available sometime around the middle to the end of August, and students can find them by just logging on to WebAdvisor. And then at that time, students will know exactly when they're going to be on campus or they're going to be online.
Okay, that's great. Students are worried about whether or not their education in the fall will be of a lower quality than if their program were to take place in person. So what is Fanshawe doing to ensure students that they are actually still getting the best education possible, whether it be online or blended delivery?
So I guess I'll take a step back for a minute and just note, the intellectual parts of the classes, of the courses, the academics are the same. The professors are the same. So there's a lot of stuff that's the same. The only thing that's different is the way in which we're connecting with students in some instances. And so, that's partly the reason that the tuition is the same as well, because the quality overall, and again, quality defined as getting you ready for those jobs and those careers, that's the same. So what you are going to receive is going to be the highest quality. To make sure, because we're taking all that we've learned over the last decade and more about online learning, and we are sharing it with faculty, with professors, staff, program teams who've never done this before, right? So each school has lots of supports for this. E-learning coordinators, they're called, and educational support technologists. I won't share all the titles,
Sure.
but they have a whole team of people who are now spreading this knowledge in a variety of different ways within professors in the school. Okay. We're offering hundreds of webinars for faculty to learn more technologies that will help facilitate online delivery. And we are meeting with program teams, so the Center for Academic Excellence and other areas of the college are meeting with program teams to make sure that they're ready. And they are ready, they're working hard, they're doing some amazing things with online delivery. I'll just give you a few examples.
Sure.
So business, case studies is at the core of a lot of what business programs offer and do. They are finding ways to learn case studies through online group work, and think of the expanse. It's not just about being in a room for 50 minutes anymore. You can invite people from around the world into your classroom to share their expertise. So it's opening new horizons there. Healthcare, nursing, for example, you can do simulations that actually allow you in an anatomy class, for example, to actually it's kind of grossing me out, but actually dissect parts of the body
Right.
to learn those particular things. And even in areas like carpentry and automotive, they're using video to bring the learning to life, and so students can actually see that.
Wonderful. Yeah, it sounds like, now is really the time to try to take risks and to try new things, and there's been a lot of thought and a lot of process and experimentation with that. And,
For sure.
it's never going to be perfect, but certainly we're doing the very best we can.
For sure, and the reality is employers are going to need individuals who can function and be successful in a virtual environment. That's not going to change even after COVID goes away.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that's a wonderful answer. Speaking of COVID, a lot of things have changed over the last few months. There's still a ton of uncertainty, and we don't know exactly what will happen. Yeah. So one of the questions is around, maybe the decisions on a student-specific program delivery model. Are those choices final? Is there maybe a chance that if a student was in an online-only program, could that maybe now be a blended format by the start of the fall, by September, or even vice versa?
Yeah, so we're working as hard as possible to make sure that once something is set, for planning purposes again, that it is set. So if a course is scheduled to be online, unless there are extremely extenuating circumstances, it will stay online for the entire fall semester.
Okay, that's great. And Greg, my last question to you. We're hoping that all of the restrictions will gradually be lifted as this whole year goes on. So will the delivery format of a student's program change when it's safe to do so? Will there maybe continue to be flexible learning options that are available for students to finish out the 2020-21 academic year?
So for the fall, whatever the format is, will stay for the fall.
Okay.
We don't as no one knows. We don't yet know what the winter will bring. We are very hopeful that the winter will return us to having more people on campus and more people in classrooms. I expect that the options and the things that we learn through virtual delivery, as I said, opening up new ways and new areas for learning, will continue well beyond the fall, which is exciting in terms of being able to think of learning more than just 50 minutes in a room. But our hope is certainly to have things back in the winter. Again, we'll have to communicate that out because no one knows.
Okay, well, that's all the questions that we have for you. Thank you so much, Greg, for being on Fanshawe Answers Questions. We really, really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I'd also like to thank our two other guests, Janice Lam Registrar and Peter Devlin, for participating in this episode. Please tune in next week when we talk about financial aid, bursaries, residence, and a whole other host of student services and supports. If you as a student have any questions, please feel free to send us an email to communications@fanshawec.ca. You can also check out the FAQ section on our website at fanshawec.ca/COVID-19. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.